What's good, everybody? My name is Ryan Turford from Game-Moose.com, and today it's that time of the month, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Video Games Monthly. Now, if you're not aware of what Video Games Monthly is, it is a monthly video game subscription service that specializes in retro games, of course. Basically, you can have plans up anywhere between 3, 4, 5, or 10 games. I used to be on the 10 game plan. However, this month I have switched back to the 5 game plan. Although it's funny because this isn't even the first box that's coming this month. There's another box of 5 games coming this month, ladies and gentlemen. So we are in fact getting 10 games this month. So if you want to learn more about Video Games Monthly, of course, you can go to the website videogamesmonthly.com. Of course, basically you choose what systems you want to collect for. You tell them the games you have. You can email them a wish list, say, hey, I want these games, or you can even give specific genres. Or if you don't want to get sports games, for example, you can just send them an email and say, hey, can I not get sports games? And they will do their best to hook you up with games that are not sports games. So anyways, let's jump into this month's Video Games Monthly. Of course, my Video Games Monthly box is going to be very different from your Video Games Monthly box, of course. So if you want to find out all those details, again, videogamesmonthly.com, and we'll go from there. So again, let's check out our 5 games. Now, the consoles I have before we open it, of course, Dreamcast, Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear, Sega Genesis, NES, SNES, N64, and GameCube. Yes, that's all 7 of them. So let's jump in and take a look at what we got. So we got some paperwork on top, of course, as per usual with the Video Games Monthly box. So first of all, we've got the usual card. If you send a picture of your haul, of course, on the Facebook page, you can enter to win 3 free games that month. And of course, here's the monthly reminder card saying, hey, by the way, after you open this box, please update your library on the website so we don't send you duplicates. All updates must be made 7 days prior to the end of the month. Now, I should preface this that when you go and watch my second unboxing for the month after this one, whenever comes in, more likely we'll have duplicates in it because I wasn't able to update this before they shipped it. So anyways, let's jump into it. No other cards here. So we got the feel around here. Now, I know a lot of people were like, hey, can you not spoil what systems you got? I won't do that. So we got a Genesis game. We got Ms. Pac-Man. All right. So Ms. Pac-Man, probably, in my opinion, the best Pac-Man game, even though it doesn't even star Pac-Man. It stars Ms. Pac-Man. I think the mazes are a lot better in Ms. Pac-Man. I love the look and the sound of Ms. Pac-Man. It's an overall impressive game. So this is actually the Tengen release of Ms. Pac-Man, which is funny because most people nowadays don't actually know what Tengen is. They were basically a rival company, I believe. It was Atari. It was made up of ex-Atari employees that would basically publish unlicensed games on the NES. And then there was a court ruling that sort of didn't allow them to continue to do that. So then they actually ported Tengen games to other consoles, including the Sega Genesis. This version of Ms. Pac-Man is pretty cool. Again, it's not the arcade version, but that's totally okay. And I'm glad to have this in my collection. It's a game I haven't had yet. Ms. Pac-Man. All right. Next up, we got an NES game. Oh man, I wasn't going to spoil it for myself, but I spoiled it for myself. This is Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, of course, probably the best Double Dragon game. This version, the NES version of all the Double Dragon games, are very different from the arcade versions of Double Dragon. But the concept's more or less the same. Again, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up game where you play as Bimmy or Jimmy. But what's cool about the NES versions of Double Dragon as opposed to the arcade versions is that there's a level-up system that's involved where you basically level up your character. It has like pseudo RPG elements. Again, it's not an RPG, it's not a brawler RPG, but it's pretty close. It's got a lot more replay value, I think, than the arcade version of Double Dragon. Plus, it takes longer to beat this version, which is really cool. So this is awesome. I've wanted this game for a long time, and in fact, this was on my wish list of games for sure from Video Games Monthly. So I'm glad to add Double Dragon 2: The Revenge to my collection. All right, so next up, oh my god, it feels like we just got cartridges this month. So next one, we got another NES game. We got, oh my god, yes, Blaster Master, of course, from our friends at Sunsoft. I don't know why there's a 905 on the back of this, but that's okay. I've got 905's game, ladies and gentlemen. So Blaster Master is actually a Metroidvania game from our friends at Sunsoft, who back in the day was on fire with the NES and even the SNES anyways. They made some truly incredible games, and this is one of Sunsoft's best games. So Blaster Master, again, you play as a boy who's trying to chase his pet frog that gets sucked into an alternate dimension where basically he has to use this car and sort of go around and explore an open environment and collect upgrades that allow him to enter new areas. If you've ever played Blaster Master Zero on the Nintendo Switch, that was actually a remake of this game. So I love Blaster Master. They have like the side-scrolling view, but then when you go into certain areas, it's actually top-down. It becomes a top-down shooter like Akari Warriors or Commando. So yeah, this is awesome. Again, another game on my Video Games Monthly wish list. I can't believe I've actually never owned a copy of the original Blaster Master on the NES. So it's awesome to actually get that. So next up, we got an SNES game. We got Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose. All right, so this is actually, you might be scoffing at home thinking, hey, this is a licensed game. It can't be that good, right? Well, let me tell you what. Tell you something about Buster Bust Loose. First of all, this is based off the Tiny Toon Adventures TV show, which was about, believe it or not, new characters in the Looney Tunes universe going to a school that was being taught by the Looney Tunes characters. This game is actually made by Konami. This was back in the day when Konami was doing some really awesome licensed games, including the Turtles arcade game, the Simpsons arcade game. This is around when Sunset Riders came out. So this game is actually really solid. I used to have this as a kid, but we actually lost this when we were moving. So this is really awesome to have in my collection. Again, another game from my personal wish list for Video Games Monthly, because it's not one of those games where I would normally hunt down on eBay or go to my local gaming store and pick up. But it's really awesome to have in my collection to just ask for it and say, hey, if you got this, just send it to me. And they totally did, which is awesome. So last game is a GameCube game, because it's in the GameCube case. We got Turok Evolution. So this is a Turok game I've never played. I actually have Turok 2 on the N64, and then I have both the Turok 1 and 2 on Xbox One, but I've never played Turok Evolution. I think this is the only game in the entire series I've never played, so I really don't know too much about what you do in this game. I mean, for starters, of course, on the back here, 5 out of 5 stars by Maxim Magazine. Oh man, it must be good. Every FPS fan in the country will be taking weeks off to play this game. That's according to Game Now. And of course, Game Informer says high-powered and groundbreaking weapons. That quote seems really out of context, but that's okay. Also, RIP acclaim. So basically, this game is not complete, but that's totally cool. The main thing is I love the fact that we've got an original GameCube case. You can tell because we've got the memory card slot here and the game. And yeah, so I can't ask for anything more. And it's awesome because this is actually the only game that I received today that I've never played before. And that's one of the things I love about this service, and one of the reasons why I always recommend Video Games Monthly. If you love learning about retro games, or if you want like a curated list of these are some games to check out that you might not have ever heard of or might not have ever played or missed, this is an awesome way of doing that. So again, it's awesome to have a game I've never played before. And again, I haven't really seen anything other than the back of the box of this game. Of course, you're seeing future Ryan play this game right now, but I've never actually touched Turok Evolution. So I'm really interested to check that out anyway, since it's the long lost classic. Although again, it's an acclaimed game, so I don't know how good it'll be, but yeah, I'm excited to check it out. So that's my haul for this month. The box is empty. Nothing in here. I know that there was a Video Games Monthly pin. It doesn't look like it's in the box, but that's okay. Maybe it's in the envelope. I'll have to check that after the video is out. Anyways, what do you think about Video Games Monthly? What do you think about my haul that I received from them this month? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want to check out some of our content, hit up game-moose.com for all our reviews and everything else. Again, it's video game review season. I'm in the deep of all the new game releases. I've been playing Spyro and Battlefield and Pokemon coming on Friday. So yeah, I have tons to play, but obviously it's great to go back and play some retro games. You can hit me up on Twitter at Ryan Turford at any time if you want to follow any of my hijinks. And of course, you can listen to the Game News podcast every single Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time, right here on this YouTube channel, but also on podcast services around the globe if you want to check us out there. Anyways, thank you very much for checking out my unboxing of this month's Video Games Monthly unboxing. I will be back soon. I'll be back soon with another new Video Games Monthly, since there's no one coming this month. I don't know when it's going to be here, but it'll be here at some point. See y'all later.